Hi, I'm Craig, and I help veterans go from feeling stuck and unseen after service to living with confidence, connection, and purpose so that they can thrive in civilian life and relationships. Hey vets and families, welcome back to my channel. And today we're discussing hand conditions, which include arthritis, tendon injuries, nerve damage, amputation, and functional limitations. We'll cover the condition, system, and name as we always do. We'll talk about how the VA rates it on the VA rating scale, any key case law that is applicable to hand injuries and claims, and then of course evidence strategies that maximize your claim. If you're on board with us, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share with a veteran, tell them we're on talking about hand injuries, and let's get into it. Okay guys, now we've talked a lot about the musculoskeletal system. Important to remember that hand disabilities are part of the musculoskeletal system and they're evaluated under 38 CFR 4.71 alpha. The VA rates each finger, thumb, and wrist separately. Each finger, thumb, and wrist separately, okay? Some common conditions include arthritis, which is degenerative or post-traumatic arthritis as well. We've done videos on arthritis and the musculoskeletal system and how all of that works. Nerve injuries, which could be median nerve, ulnar nerve, or radial nerve injuries. Tendon injuries, amputation or partial loss, and residual stiffness or ankylosis. Think about that, right? Those are 5 things. ANTAR, ANTAR. Arthritis, nerve, tendon, amputation, residual stiffness. And you can use your hand to talk about the 5 different ways that hand conditions are rated. That's just a little tip. All right. ANTAR, ANTAR. Arthritis, nerve, tendon, amputation, and residual stiffness or ankylosis. Functional loss is key consideration. If you can't use your hand effectively, VA ratings go up even if x-rays look mild. So keep that in mind as you are completing your hand VA claim. Now, as always, we're going to talk about how the VA rates it on the scale. VA ratings are based on range of motion, which we talked about a lot on this channel. So whenever you see ROM, range of motion, things that are measured by a goniometer, you want to always look at that as what you need to pay attention to when it comes to CMP exams and when it comes to submitting your claims, journaling your experience, journaling your condition, the pain. We always want to talk about range of motion. And range of motion is the amount of degrees, left or right, sometimes forward and back, that you can move that particular body part, right? And it not hurt or become painful to move. So that's range of motion, right? And it's measured by tools that the CMP examiner uses at your CMP exam. Loss of use or ankylosis and functional loss due to flare-ups. Thumb and finger ratings are calculated differently than wrist ratings. Okay? Multiple joints or bilateral involvement allow combined ratings, which can significantly increase your compensation. And always remember, the VA must consider painful motion and flare-ups, even if the range of motion is normal during exams. Here's some key case law that we will go over. Case law that we've gone over before, particularly when we've talked about things concerning the musculoskeletal system. DeLuca versus Brown means that painful flare-ups have to be evaluated. It probably now sounds like a broken record, but these are case laws that you can almost commit to memory with regard to how they affect specific VA claims and conditions. Burton versus Shinseki, which means functional loss due to flare-ups count, right? You got to evaluate flare-ups in DeLuca versus Brown. Functional loss during flare-ups. So then you got the flare-ups that need to be evaluated. That's DeLuca versus Brown. Functional loss during flare-ups. That's Burton versus Shinseki. That means that counts toward consideration in your VA claim. 38 CFR 4.40 to 4.59. The VA has to account for weakened motion, fatigue, pain, flare-ups, and occupational limitations. Now, this all ensures that veterans aren't underrated just because range of motion numbers are borderline. Depending on how that's set up in the 38 CFR, a compensation and pension examiner could just say, well, they can go range of motion beyond 25 degrees or beyond 45 degrees with their hands, so they must be okay. Well, these cases help you to be able to fight the argument that, hey, listen, range of motion isn't the only thing that you should consider here. There are times when I have flare-ups with my hand, and that should also be considered when it comes to my VA claim. What about evidentiary support strategies? When we talk about firm and strong evidence, range of motion exams or tests, this is measured or effective for each joint. You can have range of motion for each joint, effective, and there's a percentage for each joint, as we discussed earlier. X-rays and imaging are a big thing when it comes to the hands. They confirm arthritis or fractures or degenerative arthritis or multi-joint arthritis in the hands. And then flare-up documentation. Anytime that you've had issues or inflammatory issues with your hands, detail the frequency, duration, severity, and daily impact on living. When you've had flare-ups with your hands, painful flare-ups, lay statements from family, coworkers, supervisors that saw you have to use your extremities or your hands to do certain things, and when you weren't able to do it because you had a flare-up or pain. And then occupational impact, the inability to perform work, hobbies, or daily tasks. Remember, vets and families, the more precise your evidence is, the more likely the VA will award the maximum rating for that condition. Now, if you like this video, vets and families, if it really helped you and you telling the truth and shaming the devil, tell the truth, shame the devil. If you really liked this information, if you're liking what we are doing, please like, subscribe, watch the videos, share it with other veterans. Listen, even if you don't subscribe, watch the video, share it with another veteran. I want you to subscribe. But even if you don't want to do that, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, watch the video, share it with another veteran. Be like, hey, listen, I found something that might help you with your VA claim, because veterans are always looking for VA claim help. And the hand condition is something that adds up, right? They might seem small, but they seriously impact work, hobbies, and daily life. And because you can get so many percentages for different digits of the fingers and thumb and wrist and such, right? It's a really important claim to be aware of and take account of as you are thinking about service-connected injuries. Document your range of motion, document your flare-ups, document your functional limitations, and maximize your VA ratings. Download a hand evidence checklist. As a matter of fact, if you want a hand evidence checklist, now I'm not doing this unless people put it in the comments that they want it, okay? But if you want it, if you want a hand evidence checklist, simply drop the word hand in the comments, and I will be happy and delighted and overjoyed to send it directly to you. Or I'll provide it as a downloadable link for you, as I always do. Okay. If you want personalized guidance, please book a consult with us here at Royal Rock Counseling and Consulting, and we will do you well. The link to do that, my email is below. And thank you so much for watching. I'm Craig, and I will see you in the next video in this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. If you want any more information about the subject of this series, be sure to check out the playlist right here. And remember, live royally and live well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.